Welcome back to the gym, everybody. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through some isolation workouts for you guys and just give you some ideas of how to work certain muscle groups. And we're gonna try to keep it really simple, nothing too complicated, right? So on our first one here, we're gonna work on those biceps. Over by the squat rack, we got all kinds of stuff you can do for your biceps. Obviously, chin-ups are one when your palms face towards you. If anyone wants to do chin-ups, like so, it's gonna work those biceps and it's gonna work that back, but that's a great way to work those biceps. We got the straight bar, which you can load the plates on, obviously, and you can do your bicep curls, just like so. We also have, which a lot of people would rather probably use this because it's got those little bends in it. It's gonna be a little more comfortable on your wrists. We got all the plates that you can load up there. I'm not gonna put the plates on. So whatever you feel comfortable using, we just got those bicep curls. The nice thing too, we have a couple little clamps. These clamps are really slick because they're just easy to pop on and snap on, and that's what's gonna hold those weights on there. So right there is where we got just some basics here for your biceps, and also we got the suspension straps. Bicep curls on this too. We just come up and we're squeezing those biceps. So that's a nice handful of workouts here. We're gonna go to the dumbbells, which are way more options on dumbbells, right? So I'm just gonna go really light on these just to show you all kinds of different stuff, right? So if we do a hammer curl, so palms facing each other, a hammer curl, you're just gonna bring them up just like so. And what a hammer curl does, it's gonna work more on those forearms. So if you have weak hand grip, this is really gonna work those forearms just like that. Now we can turn those palms facing out and keep them nice and tight like so. That's gonna be a nice curl kind of for the outer side of your bicep. And then what we can do too is we can pop them out wide and do curls like that. Keep those arms out wide like that. That's gonna work more the inner part of that bicep. And whenever you're doing a curl, you always wanna pretend there's a hinge in your elbow to your rib, and it never leaves those ribs. If you start doing this, now you're activating those shoulders. So just pretend there's a bolt going in that joint and they never leave those ribs. Other things we got, a preacher curl, that's always a good one. It's a little more controlled, you can't cheat, so we can lean over that bench and just do a bicep curl like so. Try to get that full range of motion. So that's a preacher curl. We also have, let's see, let me grab this. Another one we can do is an incline curl. So we're gonna let those elbows hang. Now here those elbows are back, and still we don't want those elbows coming up. We want them to stay in a position, and we're gonna do those incline curls. So that's a really good curl too. The nice thing with these is you can't cheat because your back is against the bench and you can't wobble around. Then we got a concentration curls. So there's all kinds of stuff we can do on these. So we're gonna tuck that elbow into your inner thigh. It shouldn't leave that position. And we're gonna come up and just hit that bicep. And then obviously you would switch sides. But you always wanna almost fully extend your elbow. You don't wanna lock it out because that's gonna put a lot of weight on those elbow joints. You always wanna get it just a slight bend so we protect that elbow on any curl. So that's a good one. Oh, and one of my favorites, I forget this one sometimes. You can't really do it with these, it's kind of tough. But what you want to do, these are called like a waiter curl. So you hold them just like so, and you come up and you squeeze those biceps. And you don't want to grip it like this because now you're going to use those forearms. So you want to keep those palms open and push that palm up towards the ceiling. That would be a waiter curl. So those are really cool. So that's kind of dumbbell stuff. Those are all really good. And now pretty basic ones, we can come to the bands. And I think we showed some of these on just the basic gym orientation. But so we got some band curls like so. And you can always change out those bands thicker. We kind of talked about that. The thinner it is, the easier it is. The thicker it is, the harder it is. You can always spin around too and do some curls like so. Same thing. See how my elbows never leave? We don't want to be doing this. Now you're activating your shoulders. So those elbows are pinned into the ribs. So there's a handful of bicep curls and variations you can do to kind of keep things fresh. You're not always doing the same things. We're going to start tackling all the other ones.